Hey, Art NXT Level friends. This is Dr. Yanina Gomez here. Oh, there you go. Oh boy. Hey, how is everyone doing? I'm so excited to be here. This is my first Periscope broadcast, so we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm here to talk about filtering feedback, and that is super important. Let me introduce myself for some of you who might not know me. Like I said, I'm Dr. Yanina Gomez. I am the co-founder of Art NXT Level, and Art NXT Level, basically what it is, it's a professional development platform for artists that want to take their art career to the next level, that want to be successful in the art career. So we offer courses, professional development courses, webinars. We have a podcast. We offer resources. We have coaching sessions, we have strategic sessions, you name it. And the purpose of Art NXT Level is just so you, as a visual artist, you experience a successful art career. So I'll tell you a little bit about our website later on. But once again, thank you so much for coming. Today I'm going to be talking about filtering feedback. But if this is your first time on Periscope, this is how it works. It's a very casual broadcast. So I wanted to talk to you about feedback. And I don't know about you, but you probably have experienced that sometimes people, they love to give unsolicited feedback. Some of those feedback are constructive. They're like, wow, they're fruitful. They're like, amazing. Thank you so much. I really needed to hear that today. But other times we know that they can be destructive. They can really be unwelcome, and they can really mess up the way you were thinking, and they can kind of ruin your self-esteem if you allow it to. And but people love to share opinions, and I'm going to give you an example. We all have that problem. I have that problem too. I sometimes give unsolicited feedback, and as a matter of fact, it just happened last night when I was, getting ready to talk to you today. I figured, oh my goodness, I'm one of them, and I have to watch out for that too. Last night, it was our son is in the 8th grade band at the school, at the middle school, and we had a meeting last night. And here I walked into the auditorium. I go straight down to the second row, and in front of me there was a parent that I know, and that parent was sitting with another parent that I've never met before. So I said hi to the parent I know, give her a hug, and we started talking about this summer. I can't believe summer is over, and so forth. But then we started talking about band. It just happens to be that the band from our sons, maybe I'm just being biased, but it's a very, very good band. The teacher is amazing. So the parent I know tells me that this other parent's son just joined the band. And of course, this new parent doesn't know anything about the band. So here I am telling her, oh my goodness, this is the best band in town. This is the best band in the entire school system. And your son is going to love it. You're going to love it. They are very active. There's so many things. And I went on and on and on. And the lady's like, yeah. And then I caught myself and I realized, wait a minute. She never asked me for feedback. Why am I giving her feedback? She didn't even ask. So here I am giving unsolicited feedback. Although it was positive, my intention was to cheer her up and let her know that, hey, your son is in the best band in town, but she didn't ask for it. So she probably was thinking, I don't know what was she thinking, but she was probably, why is she trying to convince me, and what is she talking about? So my point is that we love to share our opinions, and sometimes they're good, and they can lead to fantastic outcomes, but sometimes that some people's opinions and feedback are not the best. So when it comes to feedback, my friends, it is the receiver, you, of the feedback who is in charge. You are in charge. It is up to you whether you choose to change and how much of the feedback you're going to allow to let in. It is up to you. And this is a skill that needs to be learned and needs to be strengthened. Because to some of us, this is easy, but there are some of us that are, it's like, we tend to internalize everything, and we allow our emotions and allow our decisions to be affected by the feedback of others. So what I want you to think about is that feedback is accepting feedback and filtering feedback is a skill that you can learn and make it better and better and better as you practice. But before we get to that, before I give you some tips on how to filter feedback, I want to tell you about feedback giver categories. And there's many, but these are the ones that I encounter the most. You have the authentic-minded people. Those are the authentic people that really tend to demonstrate care. They are compassionate, they're honest, they're legit. They have this desire to help you and see you succeed. So they might be where you want to be. They might walk through your shoes before. They are just well-intended people that they're authentic. They're not there to make you feel good about your decision. They're not there to always give you positive feedback. They're there to give you authentic feedback. There's a difference. So, you have those who are very authentic and they are there to tell you the good, the ugly, but they tell you in a way that, in a more compassionate way. Or they will just tell you as it is, but it's authentic. Then you have those who are pessimistic-minded individuals. I'm sure you know some of those. They just give you senseless opinions. They just they have to say it, they thought of it, and they just have to let it out. So somehow they believe that they're helping you because they claim that they're telling you the truth as is. They're just being open, they're just being blatant, and they're like, it is what it is. You need to get out of that happy stage, that positive thinking thing. The reality is this, and it is what it is. So we have those, and they're usually the ones that are constantly telling you, what? Art is not a career. What are you doing wasting your time? You're not good enough to make it in this competitive world of art. They willingly transfer their negative vibes to you without you soliciting them. So, and then you have those indifferent individuals who are very opinionated, okay? And they just have to say things just because. So, like I said before, receiving feedback is a skill that you can get better at. And it's very important because, like I said, it will either make your outcome better or it would really mess you up. So what I want you to think about is when it comes to taking in the opinions of others, let me give you some suggestions. Number one, the first one is choose wisely. Seriously, choose wisely. Seek and consider the advice and opinions of authentic-minded people, like your friends, your family. You know that I'm always talking about just putting together an awesome community. Those are the ones that you really want to choose when it comes to, and listen to, when it comes to choosing wisely. Those are the ones that have your best intention in mind, and those are the ones that care about you, and those are the ones that are going to tell you the truth in a compassionate way. And it's important that you choose who you're going to listen to. You need to understand that not everyone's feedback needs to be taken in. You really have to filter them. You really have to say, okay, is this a person that have the best intention in mind? But let's go over that really quick. I'm going to give you a few quick questions on how to choose wisely. So you can analyze and filter the source. And these are the questions that I would like for you to ask yourself. Number one, has this person demonstrated in the past to have your best interest in mind? Is this person over and over demonstrating that they do have your best interest in mind? And if it's a yes, then that's a person that you might want to choose when it comes to filtering and accepting and taking in their feedback. So number one, does that person have demonstrated to have your best interest? Number two, does this person have the experience and or knowledge necessary to understand the big picture? So, you can have someone that has your best interest in mind and they really love you, but they don't seem to see the big picture where you're attempting to reach, when you're working towards. So you really have to think about that too. Will this person, or is this person understanding my big picture, where I want to be, what do I want to accomplish? Does it make sense? Do they understand? They don't have to really be an expert in that, but do they understand? Are they following you? Do they comprehend what is it that you're trying to do, what goal you're trying to accomplish. Because again, I can have the best intention in mind, but if it sounds kind of fishy because I don't understand what is it that you're trying to do, I might give you a negative, not a very effective feedback. Now, one more question my third question rather, that I want you to think about is that, is this person already in the place where you want to be? Is she or he authentic minded? That's the key, because you want to, when you are going to do something, when you have a goal, when you want to reach a goal, or when you want to reach something, an outcome, you want to learn from those who are already there, the experts, the ones that have gone through the steps and successfully gone through the steps and achieved their goal. And you don't want to go through, you don't want to go through all the mistakes and all the different things that you can avoid. You go to the expert and listen to them and learn from them. When we started our podcast, the first thing we did is we looked up, we searched online, who is the top podcaster out there that is teaching people to podcast. And we found this guy, his name is John Lee Dumas, and he is one of the top podcasters out there. And we got into their website, his website. We purchased his course. We learned from him. We are part of his Facebook closed community. We're followers. Whatever new product he brings out, we check it out, and if it fits to what we're doing, we purchase it. So we invest in him because we know he is where we want to be, and we know that he knows what he's talking about. So it's important that we do that. But once again, it goes back to that authentic-minded person, and it's very, very important. And I'm going to give you an example so you can see the difference between that. When I was in college back in the days when I was doing my bachelor's degree in psychology, there was this class that I took. It was a school psychology, introduction to school psychology. And I took this class, and a school psychologist was teaching that class, a practicing school psychologist. So she was like an adjunct faculty. So she was practicing full-time as a school psychologist, and she was teaching the class. And of course, I really enjoyed that class, and I was drawn to that area, that specialty in the field of psychology, because it deals with children, youth, and parenting, and it deals, and when it comes to helping children and parents to deal with their emotional wellness and so forth. And I was fascinated by the course. So towards the end of the semester, I went to her and I said, she was sitting on her desk, and I said to her, Professor so-and-so, and I would like to be a school psychologist. And of course, I want you to tell me more because you're a school psychologist. She was where I wanted to be. And to my surprise, she said to me, I have to give you feedback. I just came, I'm originally from Puerto Rico, and I was learning, when I came here in August, I wasn't in college over there. I was in my second year, and we moved here to the United States. My father was transferred to the United States in August. So in January, I wasn't going to waste time. So in January, I registered in this college, and so I took my class, and that was one of my classes. So I barely spoke English back then. I did speak English because in Puerto Rico you have to learn English. It's part of the United States, so you have to. But we don't practice it. We speak Spanish there. But anyhow, my English was very limited. So my point is that I went to her and I said, "What do I have to do to be a school psychologist like you?" And she said to me, "Well, I don't think you're fit for this. You might want to consider another field, but not psychology." So there I was. Here she is where I wanted to be, and I was hoping to get a positive feedback from her. But bam, she says, "I'm not fitted for this kind of job." So I have to make a decision. How am I going to internalize that feedback? Am I going to let it, am I going to use it as, bummer, she's the expert, she's where I want to be, and she's telling me that I cannot do it, then there might be some truth to it. Or, which is what I did, said, "Hey lady, that's your opinion, let's see." It was a motivation to me. I was like, I'm going to prove myself, not you, I'm going to prove myself that you are Wrong. So I ended up becoming a school psychologist, and I ended up obtaining my doctorate degree, my PhD in psychology. And, I used it as a motivation because I decided to use it as a motivation. I did not allow her to dictate what I was going to do as a professional person. So think about it again. Once again, she's there where I want to be, but she wasn't authentic minded. Therefore, I decided that that's not a feedback that I'm going to take in. So think about it that way. So my 4 key questions that I want you to think about is, are you noticing a pattern in which randomly, people are telling you the same thing? These are people that you might or might not know, but you're noticing that pattern. So are you noticing that? And well, think about it. It might be something that is that needs to be addressed, that needs to be listened to. So the truth is, my friends, we all make mistakes, and having someone pointing out your mistakes in a constructive way and caring way it makes a huge difference. But what I want you to think about is that you really have to select the people. You really have to be very specific. You have to be very picky as to who you listen to. Surround yourself with authentic-minded people. There's a lot of negative and pessimistic people there, and if you let them, they will influence and affect you. So you really have to be very, very careful. Don't internalize the words of others without analyzing and filtering the source first. If that person comes with bad intentions, hey, just ignore it. Just bounce it out. Do not internalize it, because that will be the difference between you becoming successful or you being frustrated and lowering your confidence. So please, 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 my friends, discard negative and antagonistic words that are delivered to you. It's your choice. It's your choice. If it's gonna think about these questions that I gave you, and if they don't fit in that category, you just discard them. And of course, as always, artists who maintain an optimal wholeness balance, which is body, mind, and soul, will be ahead of the game. That's how we play here. And if you didn't have a chance to take notes of what I said, no worries. We have them on our website, so you can go ahead and check it out on our website. I invite you to go to www. Let me just change my here we go. www.theartistnextlevel.com. That's our website. And if you want to check out my notes from my little talk today, it's www.theartistnextlevel.com/filtering. And if you click there, here's our website. And if you put filtering here, you're gonna get it. Oh, nope, this is not what I meant to do. You can get filtering. You're gonna get my notes. And if you have any questions, any comments, oh, here are the feedback. So these are the notes right there. So you can check it out. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. That'll be cool. And just so you know, one of the things that how this works here on Periscope is that if you like what you're hearing, you can tap on your phone. You're not going to be disconnected. You just can tap, and you can send me some hearts so I know you're there. So you can keep tapping, and hearts are going to start popping out, and you will not be disconnected. Don't feel that you're going to be disconnected. But to hear from you. I think I'm back again. So again, thank you so much for having me. Keep an eye on future broadcasts, and I hope this was helpful to you. I'm going to continue giving these wellness tips for you, because I really, really want you to optimize yourself. It's important as an artist or anyone that they really take care of themselves from the inside out. And I'm here to give you some strategies, and I hope to see you again, and have an awesome day. Thank you for being with me here, and we'll see you at the next broadcast. Bye.